My husband and I essentially spent the last month and a half watching this show and the two movies in its entirety. We tried to watch the reboot series and we tapped out after like 10 minutes. It was so bad. But I have so many thoughts about this series. I feel like this should be required viewing for every college age girl. I really do. I personally was a little young for Sex and the City when it was coming out, but I do remember this show coming out and like people talking about it, but I was definitely too young and too sheltered to be watching it when it was airing. So when I saw it on Netflix, I was like, you know what, let's just give it a shot. And the way this show sucked me the fuck in. I don't know how many videos I'm going to be talking about Sex and the City, but honestly, I enjoyed this series so much and it lives so rent free in my head that I think in it, like, if I'm up for it, I might just rewatch it because, like, there's a lot to unpack here. I'm gonna start here because this is my favorite character, and I think if like, are you a Carrie, are you a Miranda or whatever? I'm a Charlotte. I didn't necessarily vibe with her style, and there were definitely a few things that she said to Samantha that I wasn't super happy with. But the way that this character resonated with me, especially with all of like the infertility stuff with like Trey and Harry and all of that, like she had me fucking sobbing. And I think there's something very admirable, if a little scary, about how relentless she is about what she wants and how relentless her positivity is. Which is why I'm so happy that like she got like one of the best men in the series. Like, good for you, girly. And I think part of the reason why is because one, she did have such exacting standards about what she wanted, and she never really let herself like lower those standards in any way, so that when the right guy did come along, she was able to kind of see, okay, like certain things that I was looking for are actually not that important. I don't think she would have been able to do that if she was constantly lowering her standards and debasing herself for a man. Carrie. Samantha, I understand why she's everybody's favorite, and I understand why she didn't come back for the revival series, because they were constantly trying to embarrass Kim Cattrall, and that sucks. And I think because I'm watching the series, I learned a little bit about like the Kim Cattrall thing, and this woman deserved better. And even for all of like the fucked up, embarrassing things that they made this poor actress do on camera, she also sold it really, really well. And she was honestly like one of the most memorable, one of the funniest things about this series. And she also was able to do like the serious plots and whatever, which is why I'm so happy that by the end of the series, she ended up getting the best dude in the series. She eventually let him go, but it wasn't necessarily that like the relationship was bad. It was just the relationship was good and it's over now. And it sucked. Like, I wanted her to stay with Smith, but like I understood why Samantha wouldn't. Miranda, I just want her life to stop being suffering for one moment. I like Steve. I feel like, I don't know if like on a rewatch I will dislike Steve, because there are definitely certain things about Steve where I'm just like, ugh. Oh, girl, get off the floor. But I also think that Miranda does have like some control issues, and Steve was able to like get her to lighten up a little bit, and I liked that for them. And I liked how like about her he was. But I also feel like if Charlotte got everything she wanted by the end of the series, Miranda had a trajectory for her life that she wanted to like be about, and then that just didn't happen for her. And I'm just like, ugh, like, that sucks for you, girly. I'm happy that you got a life that you're happy with and you're content with at the end. But I know this wasn't what you wanted, so I'm just like, Carrie Bradshaw, Carrie fucking Bradshaw. I've seen a couple of like analyses of the series since finishing it and before starting the movies that labeled Carrie as the first female woman anti-hero on television, and I truly believe that. And I think that what makes her so frustrating is that she sees herself as like this sexual anthropologist, like this dating expert, but in reality she doesn't know shit. And it kind of feels like her column was so popular because it was like this messy girl was just reading her diary to everyone every week in the New York Star. Like, girly, what was you doing? And also every guy for her was wrong, just wrong, terrible. Like, oh my God, we're going to get into the men in a little bit, but I just wanted Carrie to get off the floor for a second and just learn to love herself. Cause like she does not love herself. Oh my God. Like, I've definitely had conversations with certain friends that feel like Charlotte Carey conversations are Miranda Carey conversations. Samantha, I feel like, was very, very open towards, like, I don't judge you, it's not my style. But also, like, there were certain things that Carey was doing and saying to her friends that I would judge you a little bit. As for the men, Gulag, Gulag, Guillotine. I hated this man. Out of all of Carrie's men, I feel like Alex was the best one, but really the bar was on the floor and he only just stepped over it. I get why she left him though. Like, Carrie was not about this Parisian life. I go back and forth on him all the time because I feel like he brought like a lightness and a sense of humor to Miranda's life that she would not have gone looking for otherwise. But also there were just some times where he was just kind of like a man baby. Like, how are you wanting a child with her, but also you can't watch your kid for a weekend? Like, if I felt like I couldn't leave my husband with my hypothetical child for a weekend, we would have some problems, you know? That being said, though, he's miles above Carrie's men. Why did they do this to Samantha? She did not need a Mr. Big character in her life. I understand what they were like trying to do. They were trying to like experiment with the idea of Samantha actually falling in love, but also like no, I didn't no, thank you. And the reason why I say no thank you is because this man is objectively the best man in the series. Shaved his head when Samantha was going through chemo and her hair was falling out. Waited downstairs for her while Samantha had like a crash out and fucked Richard, like broke up with him, fucked Richard upstairs, came back downstairs, saw him down there waiting for her. And he's just like, I get it. Like, this wasn't about me. This was about you. And it seems like you got that out of your system. Let's go forth and have a relationship now. He was a real one. And he was a real one to match Samantha's real one, considering that Samantha pulled out Carrie's diaphragm once. Like, God bless them both. Like, I'm sad that they didn't end up together, but I'm also glad that, like, they're still friends. I'm glad that, like, he still credits her for his success and all of that. That's great. Long live Smith. I know logically that Trey is not the worst man in the series because Big exists. Honestly, Aiden exists too. Aiden kind of sucked at the end. Burger exists. Burger is the worst. But as a girly who really resonated with Charlotte's struggles in the back half of this series, the cardboard baby thing, I would fight this man in the street. I hate this man. Like, this man is like my version of Sex and the City's Cassian from ACOTAR, where I know Rhysand is like on paper like truly, truly terrible, but my real ire is for Cassian, and that hatred is personal because of things that like I personally resonate with on an emotional level. Trey was that for me. I fucking hate this man. This man is my favorite man in the series. I loved how about Charlotte he was. Like, in the movie, like, the movies aren't great. The second movie is a travesty, but I remember in the first movie, Charlotte gets pregnant and she's being like very delicate with herself, like she's not going out running or whatever, and Harry doesn't even tell Charlotte. He just calls Carrie and he's just like, hey, I know you're gonna see my wife today, you need to talk to her about like this not running thing because she's not talking to me about it, and like she's gonna open up to you a little bit more. Like, I love that he knew that about her, and I love that he was able to roll with her in a way that a lot of the other men weren't able to roll with their women. I love Harry. God bless him. I could go on about this series forever. I genuinely really, really liked it. And it sucks because I feel like the legacy of it is kind of dead now because the movies like weren't great. And I literally couldn't make it 10 minutes through and just like that. It was so bad. I cut out when Miranda was like, oh, I didn't know you were the professor. You have braids. I didn't know professors could have braids. And my husband and I were like, absolutely not. We are not sitting through 3 seasons of this. And given the way that they treated Samantha's character, especially in the second movie was fucking horrid. Oh my God. Given that and like some of the stuff that she had to do during the show, I totally get why Kim Cattrall didn't come back. I read somewhere that she did come back for like 1 episode and she only did it because they gave her $1 million, which good for you, girlie. Secure the bag. I truly think that this should be required viewing for like a young woman of a certain age, like past 18 or past 21 or whatever, because there are definitely times where there are men in our lives that like we end up cutting off pieces of ourselves for, and it's never worth it. And this show is like the Aesop of that. I think it's really, really, really good. And I understand why it's so important to like the zeitgeist of the 90s and the 2000s. I love this show.